Now, I've been listening to more music lately, because I'll be honest, all I was listening to before was just 21 Pilots on repeat every single day. You know, I was even in my little funk phase. I mean, come on, you can't blame me. It was fire. Listen to Warning, probably one of my favorite funk songs ever. But in the past month or so, I've been listening to more music, about over 20 albums, expanding my music taste, expanding my horizon. Like, bring me the horizon. Which, spoiler warning, they're in this list. But there are many that I absolutely enjoyed, but a couple I completely loved. But I'll be honest, these albums I'm gonna list are mainly just metal besides one, so I guess I didn't really expand that much considering I'm only stuck with one genre. But hey, I just means it's that good. So this video, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Listing some of the albums I loved. And before we get into this, please don't expect any Anthony Fantano type of explanations. I'm a very simple man. I mainly just mess with the vibe and how I feel while listening. Basically how it sounds sonically. Lyrics for me are secondary. Now they can scoot over a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Though there are moments where I do pick up on the lyrics, and if I like them enough, I'll mention them in the video. So let's begin with... I feel like it's only right to start with 21 Pilots, Trench, since I didn't mention them. They were the only artists I basically listened to every day for like the past couple months. And I'll be straight up, this is the only album I ever gave a 10 out of 10. In my humble opinion, it's just perfect. Besides one misstep, which I'll talk about later. And the fact that I've listened to over 20 albums so far, and only this one has gotten a 10 out of 10. I just love the gritty, more catchy sounds it brings over any other 21 Pilots albums or any other album in general. The sound it gives hooks you instantly, in my opinion. Well, I will admit, there were some songs that had to grow on me, like My Blood. I wasn't the biggest fan of it in the beginning, but after giving it another chance, it became one of my favorites of the album. The more disco, groovy sound it brings is just so nice, it makes you want to dance. And Cut My Lip, I didn't really like the high-pitched voice doing the bridge. Everything else was amazing besides that, but after listening a few more times, I now enjoy it a lot more than before. Bandito was another one. I needed to get used to the more slow-paced songs, but the build-up was just so worth it. It definitely became, okay, it's like the album in general just became greatness. Utter greatness. Pet Cheetah, Legend, Leave the City, The Hype, all peak, bro, all peak. One lyric though that did catch me off guard was on Pet Cheetah, where it says, I've raised them and bathed them and named them Jason Statham. I just caught me off guard. But songs like Jumpsuit, oh my gosh, I love the instrumental. The more heavy and crushing screams from Tyler at the end, it's just perfect. And the more slow and soft bridge, oh my gosh, just freaking fantastic, blood. And the one thing I love about this duo is the fact that they don't stick to one genre. Levitate is just pure rap, and honestly his best performing rapping ever. Overcompensate is good. Heavy Dirty Soul is pretty good, but Levitate? Bro, that was just mind-blowing. It was great. Well, songs like Nico and the Niners give off more for reggae vibes, which in my humble opinion, they did it perfectly, bro. And what makes it even better is the fact that there's another rap section towards the end, which just makes the experience just 10 times better. And songs like Chlorine, which is I can't even speak. I'm glazing so hard I can't even speak. But songs like Chlorine has such a catchy and fun chorus. Like, you can sing this every sipping on straight chlorine. Oh my gosh. And my favorite off the album, and probably my favorite song in general so far, Morph. Nothing else to say, just listen to it. I'm off to someone else. Okay, I'm sorry, but there's one problem with this album which I mentioned before, and it's the song Smithereens. It's just not that great compared to the other tracks, but the rest of the songs are just so good. It just overtakes and overlaps what Smithereens is and does. Like, even though Smithereens is just okay, all the other songs just clear it so bad, like it doesn't even affect the score or the album experience, in my opinion. I also love the fact that they have lore, and this basically introduces us to the world of the lore of Trench and Demo and all that, and I won't pretend to know everything about it. I know some bits and pieces, but I'll be honest, it's confusing, bro. I just really hope that Breach, their upcoming album, is just as good or even better. If they come up with a freaking album better than Trench, I'm gonna freaking crash out with happiness. Final rating, 10 out of 10. Favorite tracks, all of them besides Smithereens. Please listen to it. It's peak. I'll be honest, I never expected to ever enjoy heavy metalcore or deathcore, whatever it's called, with just constant streaming and loud instrumentals just blasting your ears. But Knocked Loose completely changed that notion for me. The devastating, heavy sounds and beats this album gives off just completely consumes you. And the screams of the lead singer Brian are just crushing, and honestly, while listening to this album, even my throat started feeling sore just listening to it. And I kid you not, I literally could not handle the production. It was so overwhelming and powerful. I was literally getting a headache while listening to it, and I ain't complaining. It was still banging. The only song that didn't really give me much of a reaction was the first track of the album. It was great, but compared to the rest, it's the weakest in my opinion. And Thirst is still a great track. It's just too short to leave a lasting impression on me. But that also just shows how fantastic the other songs are, because Thirst still is really good. So if you love a crap ton of just screaming and strong, powerful sounds, please listen to this album. It's really good. It's only 10 tracks and 27 minutes long. Honestly, I'm surprised this label was an album and not an EP, but whatever. It's peak. Every song straight up headbanging. You know, maybe that's why I was getting a headache. I don't know. Final rating, 9.5 out of 10. Favorite tracks, all of them. Besides, Thirst. Y'all know I had to add Deftones in this list. I've only listened to like 3 of their albums, counting this one, but I think it's fair to talk about the latest one. Now, I'll be honest, I have no clue how to proceed with why I love this album so much. The only thing I could say is that it's really freaking good. Now, I'll admit, my first listen felt underwhelming. I can't really give a valid reason why. I guess I just expected something more from it, but literally with the second listen, that just completely changed. All I needed was a day break to digest it, and it became really freaking good after the second listen. Now, not every track in this album is the best, even with the second listen. Songs like CXZ were not my favorite. I really didn't enjoy Chino's delivery on that track. It just felt boring and didn't really interest me that much. The same goes for Cut Hands. I know a lot of people enjoy that track, but me personally, it wasn't my thing. Other than that, everything else was great to solid. My Mind Was a Mountain was one that had to grow on me, and it did a lot, and it became one of my favorite songs off the album, or like joint with the other one, which is Milk of the Madonna, which was just perfect straight out from its release. The same thing goes for Infinite Source and I Think About You All the Time. Fantastic songs, just slightly below those other two. This review here was a little short. I really don't know what else to say or add. I just really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a good listen. It has great replayability in my opinion. Final rating by like 8.8 to a 9 out of 10. Probably more of a 9 out of 10. Favorite songs: My Mind Is a Mountain, Infinite Source, I Think About You All the Time, Milk of the Madonna, and Departing Body. Least favorite, CXZ. If you haven't listened to any Deftones, I think private music is a pretty good way to get into them. I feel like this would be a good way to just, get to know their sound and stuff. Alright, well, before we continue, I'm a little sick recording this part right now, so if my voice sounds different than before, that's why. Anyways, Post-Human Survival Horror. I know this isn't considered an album, even though it honestly should. It's an EP. Why couldn't they just add one more song to this? Anyways, this is definitely their best project. That sound is honestly very unique and something I haven't really ever listened to or heard of. It has a video game type of sound, and bro, I just love video games, and having music that goes towards that sound, yes please. Especially with songs like Parasite Eve and Kingslayer. Especially Kingslayer. Both 10 out of 10 songs. Parasite Eve having such an addicting chorus, like literally I can't stop listening to it. And Kingslayer, it literally sounds like it could be an anime opening with how Baby Metal was singing that joint, bro. Especially with the whole Japanese parts in it. Both really good and addicting with a lot of replayability. Honestly, you can't really get bored of them that easily. Teardrop was a heavier track lyrically. It was very deep, which I did catch some lyrics, especially in the start of the song, where it says here, literally like in the first part, we hurt ourselves for fun. Force feed our fear until our hearts go numb. Addicted to a lonely kind of love. That is just dark, honestly. And it just feels wrong vibing with this, considering the meaning of this song, but I mean, it's just too catchy not to vibe with. The last 2 tracks of the EP felt like a little drop off from the others. Still great, don't get me wrong. No, I enjoyed that slower pace in the last song. For some reason, the title is so damn long, like why? Anyways, I like that slower side. It just threw me off considering how hard the previous tracks were. Ludens was great, just not as good as others, but better than the last track, that's for sure. All I can say is just listen to this EP. It's only 32 minutes with 9 tracks. Only half an hour. I really recommend you listen to it. I listened to this like 2 weeks ago. It's been on repeat. Final rating for this one, 9.5 out of 10. Favorite tracks, all of them. It was great. That's really my list so far in this video. If y'all want more, y'all know what to do. Like the video.